So what are some common resume mistakes that you see?
Yeah, so I mean, I think related to what we sort of already discussed with the PDF side of things, I think that's a really big misconception or error that a lot of candidates still make to this day. Even though I've made multiple LinkedIn posts over the last year telling people to PDF their resume, I still get probably roughly the same amount of Word resumes, and even I've gotten a couple rich text format in the past and that kind of thing. So you want to really avoid that. I think the misconception around that piece is that 10, 15 years ago, when applicant tracking systems or ATS technology were not first developed but started to become more prevalent in organizations, the technology behind, I guess, how those systems scraped or read resumes was not quite as strong as it was today. So in those times, it was easier or better to have a Microsoft Word format. So I think there's still sort of this misconception that that's still where we are today. But in reality, the technology behind those systems has vastly improved over the last, again, 10 or 15 years. I think that this one's pretty straightforward, but errors on just pure grammatical errors, spelling mistakes, formatting issues, all of that kind of thing. It really does stand out in a negative way, even though it could be the smallest little, I guess, one spelling mistake or something like that, in comparison to a candidate who has a very polished and complete resume with absolutely zero errors, and they've clearly had someone proofread it and everything like that. That person is obviously going to stand out more positively, and when you think about things like attention to detail or organizational skills or just communication skills in general, all three things, of course, are critically important in most jobs, I would argue, these days. It really, although it could be a small, minute mistake, it really can, I guess, bring a really positive or negative light to your application. And then I guess just the last thing I wanted to mention, I think another common error is just, again, too much of a focus on the responsibilities or tasks in a specific role or experience. Again, recruiters and hiring leaders are always, I think, most interested in what value you can bring to the table, and not necessarily about just accomplishing the typical day-to-day accountabilities of the role. That's usually, I guess, expected out of candidates. So it's really more just about, again, what's the additional level of value that you can provide or that you have provided in your past roles.